Hello, dreamers, and welcome back to PERLA'S Dreams. For those of you that are new, welcome. We love having you here. Virgo, this is your reading, and again, guys, these are general readings, so only take whatever resonates, and please leave the rest. Um, Virgo, there is a lot of there's a lot coming into alignment for you. There's a lot of things that are right on track. There is these little quirks or these little things that you are trying to take care of it, quote unquote. Um, there is a huge shift when it comes to your finances. There is progression here when it comes to career, whether it is getting a new job or starting a business, whatever it is. There's something that is coming in, and it's really going to bring in this energy of like financial freedom is what I'm picking up. Um, so there is this sense of a lot of you guys again maybe being in your head a little bit too much, kind of have a little bit more trust is what I'm picking up when it comes to what it is that you are creating or what it is that you are bringing to the table when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your career. um, Again, this energy for a lot of you guys during this time is mainly focused on career and finances. There is this aspect where maybe some of you have been doubting yourself or your own ability within a certain field or something like that, and this job is the validation that you have been seeking. This product that you're putting out, this service that you're putting out, whatever it is going to bring some type of validation that you guys have been seeking when it comes to, excuse me, your own career moves and what it is that you decided to go into. Um, there's somebody from your past that you may have not expected to come back around or to kind of like have in your life again. This person is like circling back around, and they're pretty much trying to become or be a part of your life once more. That energy is there. For some of you, it's like you're going to keep this person on an arm length. For others of you, you're openly like welcoming this person back. um for those of you that this has to do with like an ex, I don't see you rekindling a relationship. I see somebody here being more of like a friend to somebody that they once dated, but I don't see a rekindling at this moment in time. Alrighty. I'm picking up this energy of like carnivals. Like, you know how you think about like you go to a carnival and you see like a lot of illusionary tricks and things like that. Be mindful of that with new crowds or new friends that are circling you or that are trying to like befriend you or something like that. Just kind of be mindful of that. Not everybody that you're meeting, everybody that's coming towards you is being completely honest. There is kind of like this, again, this illusionary type of energy here when it and I feel it is coming specifically like from one specific person. If somebody's coming in like a little bit too good to be true, um, don't rush don't rush too fast into anything with anybody, whether it is platonic or romantically, whether it's in business or whatever. Allow this person to show you who they are through their actions, not just the words that they're choosing to use. Um, because again, there is somebody here that with this there's kind of like this. Hold on, guys. Oh, I think I know what that is. There's somebody here that sees you growing or sees a blow up or sees some kind of like acknowledgement or something when it comes to your career, that or see the growth within your finance or something like that, and they're coming in to try to be a part of it, but they're really wanting to see how much they can get out of you, if that makes sense. So be very aware of this. Again, this is a new energy. I don't feel that this is somebody that's already in your life. This is somebody that you're meeting. So it may be like, you know, somebody that comes in and promises to like multiply what it is that you have by like 10 or something of that matter. So just kind of be aware of those energies, Virgos, during this time. um there is a need here, Virgo, for you to socialize a little bit more, spend a little bit more time with family, with friends, spend a little bit more time outside of your craft, spend a little bit more time living and enjoying life. I feel that a lot of you have really been focused the past few months or the past year, and really trying to create a sustainable, like, financial freedom type of lifestyle. That's kind of like the only way that I can really word it. But in that process, you have really neglected other aspects of your life. So, in order to try to find a little bit more balance within yourself, within your life, stop neglecting or stop avoiding those that are around you, that are sort of trying to connect. So there is a sense here of like needing to get out there more, needing to connect more. Um, Spending an hour or two with friends or family once every couple of weeks or whatever like that is really not going to set you back that far if you are actively working towards your goal when you are supposed to, right? Anything that is overindulged and can become something quote unquote like negative, or have a negative aspect in your life. So kind of like just, let's try to find that balance during this time, and during the summer especially. Virgo, this is something that can be easily attained, since a lot of people are getting together, are having cookouts, are having all of these things, and you don't have to commit to being somewhere for the entire duration of something. Like if all you have is like an hour to spend with family and friends because you want to get back to the business that you're trying to run, or the business that you're starting, or whatever it is, it's understandable. But while you're there, that hour that you're spending with your family and friends, be present, right? That's kind of like the aspects of this reading for you guys. Needing to be a little bit more present in the moment, and needing a reminder that for those of you especially that have started a business, or you're seeing that your business is taking traction, there is a sense like you created a solid foundation. So now it is okay for you to kind of like catch your breath, and I'm not saying to just let it be, but like catch your breath and really start to incorporate other parts of your life, or start to enjoy other parts of your life during this time. All right, let's see. Don't During this time, don't allow anybody to put you in any type of like third party situation. Now when we say third party, it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic, because I feel that a lot of the Virgos that are listening to this are not really in relationships. I feel that you have really been pretty much super focused again on your finances and your career. But what I mean by third party is like these he said she said type of energies, right? Where somebody's trying to entangle you in some type of gossip or something that is going down. So kind of keep that in mind. Um, don't If in the past you allow people to bring gossip to you, even though you didn't actively participate in the sense of like saying something or agreeing, that needs to stop. You need to put, like, before somebody even gets two words out, like, oh, you know what's up? No, I don't know, and no, I do not care. Whatever issue you have with them, you go deal with them. I'm not getting in the middle of that. Especially during this time is very important, especially if this is like a friend that is always coming to you complaining about their significant other. um because it's like somebody is dragging you into a drama that your name has no reason to be in. So um yeah, pretty much keep that in mind during this time, Virgo. Be very careful with those that you're choosing to some of you really like to let people vent towards you. um you're Mr. and Mrs. Fixer, right? You want to fix everyone else's problem, but in reality, what you're doing is that you are you are enabling someone's behavior. Um, because even though this person keeps coming back to you and you are giving them the advice that they should take, this person is not taking the advice. And what you have to realize that if at some point you continue to get, like, if you are giving somebody the same exact advice over and over again and they keep coming to you with the same problem, they're not listening and you're not really doing anything other than being this person that they just vent to, but they're not taking any actual like accountability. They're not really reflecting or not really seeing their own patterns. So at this point, all you are is kind of like a validation, because they're really they're really not listening to what you're saying. They just know that you're always there to listen. And at this point, unless you are a paid therapist, Virgo, then you should refer this friend to a therapist. Because again, there is some self reflection, there's some self awareness there that is lacking with this individual. And in some twisted way, it's like you are their validation to the things that they are unwilling to see within themselves. And again, I'm not saying that you're verbalizing or agreeing with them, because I do feel that you have tried to help this person, you have tried to help this individual with your advice, through your advice, however it is, but this person is failing to see or to hear, like to really listen to what it is that you are saying. So this is the individual that I feel that is going to ultimately put you in this back and forth with like another third person. So it's like you, them, and someone else, right? Um, and that needs to be like that aspect of it needs to be addressed. And to be honest with you, um, telling somebody that they need to see a therapist, or tell like sometimes we feel or we think that we're doing good by just letting somebody vent. Yes, from time to times people need to vent about certain things, but we also have to realize um our own limitations when it comes to certain areas, right? So I would not go ahead and do an open heart surgery on somebody when I have no training, when I am not licensed to it, right? Because I wouldn't even know where to cut, I wouldn't even know how to cut or anything like that, right? And it's almost kind of like that aspect. You have somebody in your life that really needs help, that you are not equipped to give. Whether you are going to school to become a therapist, whether you're going to school to become a psychiatrist or whatever it is, you are not there yet, is what I'm trying to say. And you are, in an essence, causing a little bit more harm than good when it comes to this individual. Um, Now, you may think that you know it, or you may think that you may have your own point of view when it comes to traditional medicine, and again, everybody has their own point of view in different things, right? I choose to see everything as a whole, as a collective, like everything plays a part in everything. And um there may be a perspective here that you need to change when it comes to traditional medicine, um because it is enabling you to then act upon in a place, or a place of authority that you have no authority in. And again, we have all been there, right? We have all been there when we try to tell people, well, if you just do, if you just drink this juice, you're going to be this and this and that. Like, we are all here to walk a different path. We are all here, we all have a different purpose, right? And because certain things work for you doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work for someone else. You need to learn this balance of like sharing your experiences, if that's what you want to do with this person, but not making it so that they have to follow the same route that you did. And I hope that makes sense, Virgo. Because again, there is something here there that you are underlyingly, like in an underlying, you're like the underlying enabler in someone's behavior. And to be honest with you, you should refer this person to just seek help, right? If someone comes to you with the same exact thing every single time, then this person really needs to seek help, where they can actually like really reflect and really become aware of of what it is that they're doing. right? For me, and this is just a quick example, I remember when my kids were younger, I lived a very, I still live a structural life, but back then it was very rigorous, right? Um, and it wasn't until I decided to go talk to a therapist because I was trying to figure out what inside of me was happening that I couldn't understand, right? And I had this longing for just joy that was not attached to any type of performance or any type of duty, right? Um, every time I was joyful, every time I was in this space of gratitude or whatever, was because of the ability of me being able to do something, either for others or for myself, right? And I wanted to just experience joy. And one of the things that the therapist asked me, she was like, "Well, what do you do for yourself?" And I jumped right in and I was like, well, I wake up at 5 and I work out for, 40 minutes before the kids get up and I get myself ready and all of this stuff. And she's like, okay, interesting. But that's more for like your physical health and stuff like that. Like, what do you do that brings joy to you? And then I go on to like, I watch these TV shows and she's like, well, what are you doing while you're watching that? Like, are you just actively watching it or are you doing something else? And I'm like, oh no, I'm taking advantage and I'm doing laundry, I'm prepping snack and all of this stuff. And she's like, again, that's not something that you're doing just for you. So one of the things that I really did, I always enjoy, and I still to this day enjoy doing, is reading. But for some reason, I could never sit down and read for like longer than like 5 or 10 minutes because I used to feel guilty, right? That I could have been doing other things, right? And I've never been like an audiobook type of person. So the goal was to get me to read a 30 minutes straight without feeling guilty, without worrying about what needed to be done, right? During those 30 minutes, the only thing that I was going to embrace was sitting there and reading whatever it was that I wanted to read. And that took a lot of practice. That took a lot of work, right? But it was a self awareness that I needed. That even though I would talk to my friends and my family, and they were like, oh no, you're doing amazing. You're raising 4 kids and you're working and you're doing this and you're doing that. And I'm looking at them like, you're missing the point, right? But they were enabling without me, without them knowing it, they were enabling me to continue in this path where I didn't take time for myself, where I didn't allow myself, where I didn't give myself permission to do something for me without feeling guilty. But the way that they were doing it, they were being supportive for the things that I was doing, right? But they were still enabling me to continue on in that space. And they weren't doing it in a negative way, right? Because it wasn't like they chose to be like, oh, we're gonna get Perla to continue on living this life and not have any joy for herself, right? They were coming from a genuine place, and I feel that that is what is happening here, where you're coming from a genuine place and trying to be supportive of someone, but at the same time you are enabling them, and that is what needs to be addressed. um Again, this may be something that a lot of you may not want to hear. You you may feel triggered because of this, or you maybe don't know how to address the situation with this individual. Some of you feel that you are responsible for this person. So if this is a sibling, or and I feel that for those of you that this is like family related, this is someone that is younger than you, somebody that you have taken the role of a caregiver in some way or in some shape, like like a younger sibling, a younger cousin, or whatever it may be, a niece, a nephew, your daughter. Like, I don't know, there's something here where you are enabling a behavior, and you kind of need to address that as to why it is that you are allowing yourself to enable this. All right. So let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card for Virgo. What is the closing message for Virgo? We are using the oracle of the 7 energies. One card for Virgo, Spirit. Just one card. One card for Virgo. Wish upon a star, number 30. Oh no, that's number 39, guys. My apologies. That it was a 30, it's a 39. This is the Oracle deck. I should probably show the person, right? Intention based on desires and aspirations. The act of consciously committing to a vision. Sacrificing something of value, gambling on yourself, trusting that dream can become reality, the importance of daydreaming. Do you believe your dreams can become real? Or do you shrug them off and chide yourself for being unrealistic? What if you could trust that the world around you holds promise you have not yet realized? Perhaps the point all along is not how something can happen, but the power of wishing and intending. And again, for a lot of you guys, there is something that is finally coming to fruition. There's some type of goal that you're achieving. There's something that is finally happening for you. And a lot of you really have to sit in a place of gratefulness. A lot of you have to sit in a place of like acknowledging how far you've come, acknowledging that you overcame certain challenges and that you finally made it in a certain area, and really embrace it so that then you can bring balance to the rest of your life, is what I'm picking up. This is something again that a lot of you have put in a lot of work, a lot of you have put in a lot of time, and that foundation, that solid foundation has been built, and it is okay to kind of like take a breather. It is okay to now move forward within this space, to learn to live within this new frequency, to learn to live within this new space that you have arrived to. Well, Virgo, that is all that I have for you at this moment in time. As always, thank you for all your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all. Mwah. Bye-bye.